Hi everyone, Carlin here once again, and I am in front of my kiln, which means it is a kiln opening today. Now, this kiln is filled with a whole lot of bud vases, and it's going to be very colorful. I'm very excited about it. I did peek, I won't lie. I had to do it. But this kiln opening, kind of like the last one, is going to be kind of double duty. So I will have posted a bead glaze video, which is probably up already. And if you haven't checked it out or you haven't worked with bead glazes before, then go and check that out, because those results are also in, or some of these results are also in that video, because half this kiln unload is for that video. But the other half is just extra bead glazes I had, or extra bud vases I had that I wanted to finish. So I thought I'd do a whole kiln of bud vases. And like I mentioned, it is very colorful and I'm very excited. I did a few experiments, a few different things. But yeah, I'm really excited. So yeah, let's get to opening. I will share my firing schedule right here, so you can take a screenshot of that. And also, I just want to mention with sharing my firing schedule, every kiln and every situation is different. So every effect that you want to get is going to be different for different glazes. So you may find that this firing schedule doesn't work for you, and that's fine, but you may just need to tweak it. Like you may need to have a higher hold at the top temperature or a longer hold at the cooling temperature. So just adjust accordingly, because that's what I had to do when I first started using it, is just adjust it a little bit as to how my kiln works. And if you do have your own kiln, you're going to eventually get to learn where's the hottest parts, where's the coolest parts, and you'll just get to know how it works. So just keep that in mind when you're using a firing schedule. That's my only tip for today. Anyway, let's get to opening this up, because I'm very excited. I did peek, I won't lie. But I was just too curious, and it has been sitting here for a very long time because it fired yesterday during the day, and it is now next day, like midday. So it says 75 degrees. So we are definitely cool enough to open. So let's get to opening this kiln. Yes. Now, when I peek, I only ever just take a quick peek with like the flashlight. So I don't totally give it away to myself. These are pretty good. So the top shelf is mostly bead glazes. There's a couple extra, but it is mostly bead glazes. So, yeah. Now I did use cookies, but I kiln washed my cookies, which is something that I didn't do for a long time. And yeah, now I kiln wash my cookies. Oh, look at that. Okay. So this is the blue bead glaze up to here, and then it's soft white on the top. Oh gosh, look at that. So awesome. And then I just put clear on the inside of all my bud vases because, yeah, oh, that feels nice. These are a little different than the ritual glazes. A little different. Maybe I just didn't do them thick enough. I could have. Anyway, like I mentioned, I did do a whole video on how to work with bead glazes, and a couple different techniques in this kiln are shared in that video. So if once you see these and you like it, go and check that video out and it'll show you exactly how I did it. Oh, I like that. Okay, so this is pastel blue, pink, and white bead glaze. And I ombre them, and look at that. And again, just clear on the inside. Oh, I like that. And they just feel, oh, they feel good. Oh, this is cute. So this is the white bead glaze, and then soft white on the top. Oh, they just feel so nice. Oh, this looks good. So this is the pink, and then soft white on top as well. Yes, I really like that. I like that a lot. Look at this. Look at that right in there. Isn't that cool? So cool. That's cute. So this is Pastel Blue and then Morning Glory. I kind of wish I would have just melded the two now that I look at it instead of leaving a gap. And in that video, I do explain why I left a gap, but now that I look at it, I think next time I'll just mesh them together because they are similar, but I think next time I'll just mesh them together. This is pretty. So this is turquoise bead glaze and then soft white on the top. And again, I think I would have just meshed it together. The next go round, I did soft white on the inside of this one, but I think the next go round I would do, oh, I just love the way these feel. Oh my goodness. They just feel really awesome. They're like fidgets. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I like this one. I don't know why it took me so long to kiln wash my cookies. Because yeah, they're so much better with kiln wash on them. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this is white bead glaze on the bottom and then sangria on top. And it did some cool things like where I meshed them together. I don't know that it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. And maybe I put it, like I obviously did this one a little bit thicker because you have the bigger, more prominent beads when they get thicker or when you get thicker coats. So I don't know, but that looks kind of cool in there. A little bit of a different texture kind of thing. Sangria is such a beautiful color. So beautiful. Well, I like this one much better than the other one. So this is the turquoise and then sangria on top. And it kind of did cooler things, I will say. It kind of like, you can see it going down into little pieces in there. Yeah, I like this one. I'd be interested to see what it would do if you did a whole piece, where you didn't just do the bead glaze on the bottom. I think I should have done that. But it would make me a little nervous because it did make them move by adding this color to it. But that's a, if you like texture, bead glazes are unreal. And I love them. Like you could just see, yeah. They're like, you know how people make worry stones and stuff like that? And that's what these feel like. They're just wonderful. Oh, I like this, but I wish I would have done that a little bit thicker. So this is another ombre one. It's blue, turquoise, and then the pastel blue. And look at that. You can definitely see them like meshing into each other. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks really cool. Really, really cool. But yeah, that bright blue, the blue is different than the rest of the colors. It has a totally different, it's different. Wow. Okay. This one is cool. So when I was doing this test, originally I wanted to do tan and I had this list of things that I was going to do and all this kind of good stuff. And then I kind of squirreled and changed it up a little bit like usual. And I ended up doing this one and it didn't do what I thought I was going to do, but it gave me some results and it gave me some really good ideas for, like, now that I'm looking at it, there's something I want to try and now I think I know how I'm going to get it. Anyway, look how cool that looks. So this is the pink bead glaze. And what I did is I put Bougainvillea, 2 coats. Then I did Morning Glory with 2 coats just like to here. And then, oh shoot, doesn't want to focus properly, down. And then I put a little bit of light flux just around the rim here. And look at what it did. Is that not super cool? And then I obviously overlapped it with the bead glaze as well. Yeah. That looks really cool. That is a cool piece. I think that's a really cool piece. All right, so the rest of these, oh, I did get a little bit of glaze on my shelf. So that is a hazard of bead glazes, is sometimes they can chip off and break away. And so now I'm gonna have to chip that off my shelf, but no big deal, just a little bit. All right, so this didn't do quite what I thought it was. I think if I put the sangria, so what this is just a little bead vase, and it has sangria on the bottom 2 coats and soft white on the top 2 coats. And I think what I should have done is I should have done the soft white, and then I should have put the sangria on top. And I think it would have pulled it down a bit more, but it's still cute. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one either. So this one just has a little flat, like concave top. It is soft white on the bottom and nori green on the top. I think I could have went thicker, obviously, on the nori green. I do like how it meshes, but I could have went much thicker on the nori green because it obviously is a little lacking on that. Okay, well, that's not what I expected either. So those first phases, they were all on Plainsman 340. This one is also on 340, but the rest of these in here are on 340S. So this is the last 340. So this is curry, and then soft white as well. And I did do a little line of curry right at the very top, but it didn't seem to do anything. I don't know how I feel about curry. I was really excited about it, and I maybe I just need to find the right use for it, but I was expecting it to be, I think, a little bit more vibrant, and it's kind of dull, but it's still pretty. Like, it's a pretty little bud vase, and you had a cute little daisy or even a dandelion would look very cute in this little vase. Okay, so these are 340. Oh, wow. Oh my Lanta. Okay, I take it back. Curry, it's back on my good list. Look at that. Okay, so this vase is, I did 1 thin coat of pearl white, and then I did sangria, 2 coats about here in about to here in a wavy pattern. And then I did curry on the very top, and then an overlap onto the sangria. And oh my, look at this pooling in there. Look at that. Oh, this one. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And then the drip. Oh my gosh. It is so hard to see all of these colors on camera, but this is gorgeous. And then on the inside was just pearl white with a little bit of curry around the rim. Oh, wow. It is like, kind of like an opal. It kind of looks opal-y. I don't know if yeah. Like, that is so pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And also, this is my new mug shape. So I decided to make a vase to kind of tie it all in. Oh, I like this too. It's very subtle though. So this one is 2 coats of Louisiana Bayou, and then 1 pretty thick coat of kimchi. And I think that's pretty. It totally changes the Louisiana Bayou because Louisiana Bayou can sometimes be like really, really blue. Obviously it's blue, but yeah, this is pretty. What is that? Is there a piece of glaze on my... Oh, must have been a piece of glaze or something stuck on my shelf. I'll have to sand that off. Oh, and then the toasty bits. Toasty bits. Oh, I love toasty bits. Oh, nope. Don't like this. Don't like that at all. Okay. So I think with this one, I mean, it's not terrible. It's still a cute vase, but so I did 2 coats of curry and then I did 2 coats of sunrise on top of that. And I think what I should have done is like with the sangria one, and I should have put a little bit of like a fluxy glaze, like a pearl white underneath it. And then I think I would have got a similar result to the other one. But yeah, it didn't move at all. Even on the inside, like where they meet for floating glazes, like, yeah, I could have went like 3 times thicker. I mean, you wouldn't want to with Spectrum because then you get pinholes, but yeah, that's very weird. It's very weird that it did nothing. A little bit of toasty bits though. I haven't had toasty bits in a while, so that makes me a little excited. Okay. Oh, that is pretty. Okay. So this combo, I saw this online and I think this is beautiful. It's very subtle, very, yeah. I won't lie, I struggle sometimes with my Amico glazes. And so I've been looking for different ways to kind of use them up because I don't want them to go bad, but some of them I just plain simple don't like. So I found this combo online and I've done it before with lavender mist. But this is Smoky Merlot. And I did 3 pretty thick coats of Smoky Merlot. And then I did 2 coats of Mako's Sand and Sea. And I think that is so pretty. Like, again, a little bit like opal-y looking. But with the speckled clay, you can see the speckle underneath. And yeah, sometimes speckled clay just does wonderful things to glazes. And I think this is definitely a good match for a speckled clay. And then the toasty bits, of course. Yeah, I think that's really pretty. This is pretty. Okay. So this is, it's very subtle, and I think maybe next time I might do it a little thicker. So I did 1 coat of honey flux, and then I did 2 coats of river birch, not super thick by any means. And then I did sangria along the outside, and then I did sangria on the inside. I think in the future, what I might do is if I do it again, because I'd want the sangria to stand out a bit more, what I might do is take the river birch all the way up, but then leave the very tip of the rim to just have sangria, and then put sangria, and then maybe do the second coat of river birch over that, I think, to maybe bring it out a little bit more. Because on the inside where you can see where it pulls down, you can see a little bit more of that sangria color, and that's kind of what I was hoping for on the outside. And then you can see also where it was maybe a little bit thicker. You can see the color a little bit better, but I do think this is really pretty. It's just a very nice neutral looking color, and it's pretty. Okay, well, that's didn't move as much as I thought. I maybe could have went heavier on the pearl white. So this one, I've been wanting to experiment a little bit more with doing, oh, that side moved more, doing a little bit more abstract-y things. So like I wanted this vibe that's on this side. I wanted that all over. And I think if I do this again, next time I will use, say, 2 coats of pearl white or like a honey flux or something like that to get that movement. And then I just kind of randomly went around with Louisiana Bayou, Sunrise, and Papaya. And I just kind of randomly went around. I do think this is really cute. Like you can see all the movement in there, all the different colors. Yeah, like you can see it all in there. And it is really pretty. It's hard, like it is hard to show on camera, but you definitely can see the movement in person. But yeah, it's really pretty. Not quite what I was going for, but it's getting there. So it's close. And I think maybe even like a light flux or something, because sometimes light flux gets almost like yeah, I don't want to say translucent. That's not right either, but it just does different things than like a honey flux. It doesn't really change the color a whole bunch. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to do it on a mug because this is gorge. Look at that. So this is Morning Glory, 2 coats, Autumn Purple, 2 coats, and then a really light dab of light flux right where they meet. Look how pretty that is. It is so, so pretty. Yeah, I think that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, so pretty. Like, look at that pooling in there. Oh, I love it. So, so pretty. So that's an empty kiln. That is a lot of items. That is 2, 4, 6. That is 20 bud vases I put in my little tiny little cooker. So that's pretty awesome. And I want to say like 80% of them I love. There are a couple that could use some improvements, I won't lie. But yeah, I think they're great. And I am so in the colorful springtime mood. I just want all the color all the time. Yeah. And I'm so happy with the bead glazes. I was expecting some things. I wasn't expecting some things. But yeah, I'm so excited to finally get back into experimenting, get back into all the colors, and I cannot wait to do more of these with you guys. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below and I will answer them as best I can. Again, my firing schedule was just a little bit back. Otherwise, I will put it down in the description as well. And if you want to see how I made all of the bead glazes and how I worked with them and any tips that I had, please go and check out the bead glaze video. I will link it down in the description as well. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all in the very next video, and I hope you guys are having a good one. Bye-bye.